Everyone, this is Craig Reese with Hollywood Junkets, and today we have 3 interviews that we're going to be doing live today from the contestants of The Voice. And first up right now is Joanna Serenko from Team Blake. Now, I am so excited to have her. She's already had quite an interesting journey during the show. I hope you are checking in. She's checking in right now, so I'm going to bring her in. And it usually takes... But yeah, thank you so much for checking this out today. We have 2 more interviews coming up later with Roderick and Michael. So I hope you tune in then. But right now, we have Joanna Serenko.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. You look great. How's it going?
Good, just living that quarantine life, you know.
Oh, it's so much fun. Well, I hope you're doing well. And I actually do have a question about that towards the end. But first, I want to talk about knockouts. And I think it's kind of cool because now you've been on 3 teams now. And I think that's neat because you get to experience all the coaches almost, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's
so, and I always try to think of the silver lining and the positivity, but I think that's kind of cool. But personally, how does that make you feel to get to have that experience with all those coaches? And then also, what made you choose Blake instead of going back to Nick?
Right. That was just kind of my mentality too. I was just like, if I have the opportunity to work with 3 of the 4 coaches as opposed to 2 of the 4 coaches, I would definitely take that chance. And also, I just think that like it just felt right in the moment, you know. Like if I were to go back to Nick, it would have just been like, all right, well, I'm putting myself at risk again for just like getting let go. But it was just funny the way it worked out, and I'm just happy that I went with Blake, and my whole family wanted me to go with Blake initially when I first auditioned. Like my mom was like, you should have picked Blake, and so it's cool that I finally got the opportunity to work with him.
I love it, and I really do think it's going to benefit you having those different experiences with all those coaches, so I'm stoked for you.
Thank you.
Speaking of coaching, what did you take away the most from your experience with James Taylor?
Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, about my pants, whenever I heard that it was James Taylor, I was so excited, and he is just the sweetest old man grandpa that ever lived. He's just so humble and cool, and it was just such an honor to hear him say that Bonnie Raitt would love the way I did the song, and it was just amazing. I think one of the things I took away from him is just to like be connected with the audience, like look up, have eye contact, and like be connected in that way. That's kind of the most advice that he gave me. And also just to like let loose on the end parts of my song and show off like what I can do at the end. Yeah, but he was just so cool. It was so surreal meeting him. He's just so friendly, and you know that when anyone compliments him, he just like acts shy about it because he's just so humble, but it's amazing.
Yeah. So cool. Well, you mentioned that you come from a family of nurses, so I do want to ask, like, how are you and your family doing during this COVID-19 situation?
So my mom, thankfully, is able to work from home. She is a nurse, but she is like a telehealth worker, so her job is just to call people and like monitor them and, you know, talk to veterans who have PTSD and stuff like that. So she's like does most of her work from home and on the phone anyway, thankfully. But she did have a side job at Mercy Hospital where she was a nurse, and she just like cut her hours down, so she doesn't do that as much anymore with everything going on. But yeah, thankfully she gets to work from home.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Joanna, I hope I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but you have a single out right now, right?
I do. Thank you for asking.
Can you just tell us real quick how to find that before we let you go?
Absolutely. So back in September, I released my song called Best of Me, and it is out on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music, all the platforms. Yeah, I recorded it back in the summer in June with some of my best friends, and my cousin Jake, he lives in New York. He played drums on it, and yeah, it's my first original, and that's kind of the most that I want to get from the Voice experience, I think, is just to like get out original music, because as much as I love doing the covers and how fun the Voice is, it's like I want it to propel momentum for my original music. So if there's any way to do that, I just want to push my originals. So
I think this is a great platform to do that on, and you are doing such a great job, so please keep it up, and I have a feeling we'll be talking to you again soon, so I look forward to that. But Joanne, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Stay safe and healthy.
You too. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.